All right, ladies and gentlemen, another SLG meetup, and today it's going to be a completely different way of doing this because we usually bring super successful entrepreneurs within the luxury space to bring us all this news and information about what they do, whether it's real estate or something else related to the luxury lifestyle. But sometimes it's good to bring something that brings perspective into what the real meaning of luxury is. And for that, we're going to have no other than Higdon. He is a super successful mentor and coach that really understands how to master your emotions and unlock the full potential on yourself. There he is. What's going on, Ray?
Hey, how are you? Glad to be here.
Good. Yeah, no, thank you for joining. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Yeah, for sure, man. You guys do a great job. I was on a little bit of your last live. You guys rock it out.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. And look, I was making a quick intro about yourself on really the importance that it is to master your emotions and how you're helping super achievers to really reach their fullest potential. And we bring a lot of guests here that talk about what they do in the luxury space. And sometimes we lose that essence of what the true meaning of luxury is. And I'm super pumped to have you here today. I want to hear more about what you do, and yeah, rock and roll it, baby.
Yeah. So I first I helped myself, and now I help high achievers feel better about their accomplishments and their life. And so I work with successful individuals. My biggest client, they bring home over $20 million a month, and they're in investments. And we have a lot of 6- and 7-figure earner clients as well. And so I think it's probably best to kind of share how I got into this. Is I was in real estate, and I live in Naples, Florida, not too far from you.
No, beautiful.
And so like I got into real estate in 2004, and quit my job, focused on real estate, did well. I was flipping homes, I was buying rental properties, and then when 2008, 2009 came along, I realized I didn't know what I was doing, and I got wiped out. I had flipped probably 200 homes as an investor, and sometimes I'm making $1,000, sometimes I made $75,000, right? And so it really varied, but I lost everything when the market crashed, and I'm trying to keep afloat all these properties, and I just got wiped out, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And so I went through a divorce, I went through deep depression, I went through foreclosure, literally felt worthless, felt like a loser, and didn't know what I was going to do. Toward the end of 2009, I started doing online education. I started doing a lot of internet marketing, and since then I've built a Inc. 5000 company. We've generated tens of millions of dollars online, and so I've been able to turn that around. But the next phase for me was I realized that I loved the climb out, but I actually had become a workaholic. And my definition of a workaholic is where you feel like you have to work to prove your value, but none of that work actually makes you feel any better. And so, I set a goal to have, $1 million year, hit it, had $1 million month, had $1 million weekend, had $1 million day. None of that made me feel any better. And so I learned this from Tony Robbins of success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And so I started doing things a little differently. I started meditating. I started journaling. I started doing things that in the past I would have thought, who does that crap, right? It's hustle, it's grind, it's do the work. But by doing that, I became a better father. I have 4 kids. I became a better husband. I'm now, I remarried, and I've been married now 10 years. And I started to feel better about my life, and I started to feel more gratitude. I started to enjoy my work. I started to make a bigger impact. And so, one of my mantras is help the person you used to be. So now I help the people that I used to be, right? Because I used to be the hustle grinder. I used to be the workaholic that was never fulfilled. And, you know, always the next goal was what was going to make me feel good, but it never actually did. And so that's kind of how we got here. And that's what I do.
I love the story, and thank you for being so transparent and so raw. So I want to kind of understand a little bit on how you take someone that is in a really tough situation and how you really help them get out of there. Like, what will be your first step?
Yeah. So first, you want to, I mean, step one is look at your language first. Like I like to focus on language first, because the first step to change anything is change the way you describe it. As long as you're describing, oh, this sucks, or oh, I hate doing this, or that person is terrible, as long as you're describing those things, you're always going to verify what you believe to be true. And so, you know, you want to first, like, okay, what am I saying out loud of the things I don't actually want? Let me first address that. Let me change that. Second step is to become aware of your thoughts. And this is, you know, people think that they're their mind, right? They think that they're their thoughts. They think that they're their emotions. You're not any of those things, because you can observe those things.
How can someone that is at a really high level, or even trying to make it to a high level, get rid of that thought of like, look, coach, what is that? Like, why would someone want to hire a mentor?
It's just for those that have the intelligence to find out that what they're doing isn't working. And so, and I know exactly, because I coach me, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So what people think is, you know what, they hit a goal and they set another goal and they're like, you know what, that goal, man, when I hit that goal, that's going to feel really nice. They hit it, they don't feel anything, because that's not how it works. So for me, being a workaholic was a coping mechanism, and it was a coping mechanism due to low self-worth. So the person that feels low self-worth will actually show up hustling, grinding. They'll work really, really hard. And I'm not saying everyone that does that, but a lot of people, and they're trying to locate their worth in their accomplishments, and it doesn't work that way. It's just not how it works. You can accomplish. It's like I saw, you know, rest in peace, but I saw Kobe Bryant on an interview, and they had just won the national championship, right? So everyone's, you know, yay, kissing the trophy and everything. And the reporter's like, Kobe, man, how do you feel? You got to feel good. He goes, I'm just ready for next year. And it's like, wow, buddy, like, you're on the court, like, can't you give it a day or an hour even? Like, do we have to hustle grind, you know? And so it's understanding that those accomplishments that isn't what improves your self-worth. And I know that some people would hear this conversation and say, oh yeah, poor millionaire. Let me sob my tears with my $100 bills. But actually, think about this. If you're broke, then you think, oh, you know what, if I made more money, I'd be happy. But if you went and made a bunch of money and you still weren't happy, where do you go then? Yeah. So it's almost like a, well, damn, I got to where I thought I needed to go, but I still don't feel any better. And so it's looking at things a little differently. It's you know, what actually does make you feel good. And, you know, and so, like, you know, for me, improving as a dad, I used to be the dad that I would spend 2 minutes with my kids, and because of my self-worth and coping mechanism of being a workaholic, I'd be on the phone, right? So 2 minutes, I'd play with them. I'd be like, I should be working. I should be doing stuff. And so I'd get back on the phone. And now, I mean, I spend hours and hours playing on the bed, playing, you know, on the trampoline, goofing off or whatever. And that just, it changes you. And so for me, you know, one thing that really helped me, which I would highly recommend, you know, people check out, is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Yeah. So I started, you know, I went to his, and he's actually speaking at our next event in October, which is super cool. And so, like, he helped change my life. I started meditating. I started calming down. I started becoming the master of my body and mind. And so now it's just a different story. And so know this: when you feel bad, don't look at that as, oh my God, I feel bad. Why am I feeling bad? Look at it as a nudge to think about, what do you actually want in your life? What do you want? Do you want a better relationship? Do you want to help the homeless? Do you want to help foster kids? Do you want, like, what is it that you really want at the end of your life? So you mentioned a nighttime routine. my nighttime routine, 9 times out of 10, is in my mind, I have a conversation with someone 10 years from now. And the conversation we have is I share all the things that I've accomplished and how they felt these forward 10 years, right? And so how will I know if the next 10 years are successful? And that has me thinking in the future. And I believe 100% the number one skill you can develop is see things you wish they were before they are.
Reality happens twice, right? It happens on your mind and then it happens. So I do agree 100% that those are techniques that definitely help, like having your vision, your why, and everything that, you know, we're trying to accomplish here. And about Joe Dispenza, it's so funny because I'm here in a group in Miami where we do all the healings as well. And I attend also some of the seminars of him. So I really agree. And the power of the mind, you know, is such a powerful thing. So one question I have for you, because obviously you come from a position of wow. So what is really luxury to you?
What is luxury to me? It's, you know, luxury is that you have things around you that you appreciate and up-level your life. You know, that to me is luxury. You know, for example, one of my favorite things to do is I love cold plunges. I love ice baths.
My God, keep talking like you're talking my language. I do the
Well, like we're twinning over here. And so, I had an external device, but I'm actually building a walk-in cold plunge right next to my hot tub, and just going to keep it at that temperature, you know, every day, so I can jump in twice a day. And so, like, that's something that will be, you know, I'm going to build it to be nice quality. I'm going to build it to where I'm definitely going to appreciate it, and it's going to up-level my life, and that's luxury.
Wow, no, it's just, I love it. You know, I have my girlfriend. She always sees me doing all these crazy things. She's like, oh, why? Well, like we could be doing this, and that. Like, but for me, that's luxury. You know, to be able to just focus on my mind, breathe, do the Wim Hof method, and the eyes, and it's like, okay, you're crazy. But not everybody needs to agree. But as long as it's something that is really making a positive impact in your life, then this is something that what you said, you're really pouring water from not an empty glass, from a full cup. You know, you're reaching certain level of internal success that you're just sharing what's been working for you and what you've seen that has been working for other people that you've been dealing with. So I think that's the best combination. But first, like you mentioned in this conversation, it's about taking care of yourself. So
Amen.
Amazing. And this can be applied to anything in life, right? This is not because you want to become a multimillionaire that you need to do this. This is for any person, regardless of what you want to do. So what is one book that you recommend from you that they could be reading? Because I know you are a best-selling author. So,
so I mean, if
find your book?
If you like this content and what I've been sharing, you may like our Time, Money, Freedom book. It's published by Hay House. I got great reviews from Jack Canfield, John Assaraf, Mark Victor Hansen, and others. And so it's my wife and I wrote this, and it's 10 simple rules to redefine what's possible and radically reshape your life. So it details how I went from foreclosure to Inc. 5000, how my wife went from makeup counter to #1 female earner in her organization, and sales organization. And that's on Amazon. We have it on Audible, Kindle, you know, paperback, etc. And the paperback, the forward is written by Grant Cardone, who's you know, he's one of my mentors, and he's helped me in a lot of different ways. And so you can check it out on Amazon.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Ray. I do appreciate everything that you've shared with us today. I'm sure a lot of people have found a lot of inspiration and empowerment to really take that next step forward in life. I'll definitely go check out your book. And, you know, you just mentioned Grant Cardone. He's awesome. I was actually speaking on stage with him here in Miami, and gotta do that as somebody that I also have been following and learning from. So to be sharing stage is also a result of putting all these routines together so that eventually you take your life forward where you want to be. So I really appreciate everything that you've said today. It's also refreshing to hear it. I'll apply a couple of the things that you mentioned that I was not doing. And aside from that, I look forward to meeting you soon in person, and definitely we'll do some great things together.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.